Good afternoon, Mariana. Mary here from CFO on the Go, the Sage partner you reached out to. Wanted to show you a few things on the Sage 100 program that you were asking about. To begin with, the Sage 100 program was formerly Master Builder. There have been a lot of changes and updates just recently. As you can see visually, it's a lot more appealing. It's now more icon driven. There's these dashboards which can be completely customizable depending upon what area you're working in. If you're in AP and AR, you can customize your banking ledger, your vendors and purchasing, your payroll. If you're a project manager, you can customize the project management dashboard. If you're in the service receivables, you can customize the service receivables. There's a dispatch you can set up for the job flow, workflow, depending upon how you like it, or if you want to have it set up specifically for temps. I want to talk really quickly about security within the system. You had asked specifically about the information and the analysis, if the security can deny access to certain menu options, and that is definitely something that you can do. When you set up the program, you can either set up groups, and you can also set up separate employee logins. Within the program, you just would press F7 if you're, for instance, let's go into payroll. So you don't want anybody to have access to the payroll to see who the employees are and get their general information. So what you would do is you would actually do F7, the hotkey F7, and this is where you can check whether you're going to permit access or not and who you're going to allow it to. Okay, so you can go into any single box and put different security levels throughout the program. Okay, so now that I've talked quickly about that, let's talk about, you wanted to look about your change order management and status reports, as well as daily field reports within the job tracking. I'm going to go over to the project management dashboard, and I'm going to look here. Over here, you've got your change orders and your jobs. You also have a project work center, so each individual project, you can always see what's going on within that project. You can drill down even further to see exactly what that is. Was it a change order, so on and so forth. So you always have a quick at-a-glance area for the different jobs. But you also have over 1,700 reports within this system. And the report that is best for tracking change order management is what I call right here. This is the prime contract change list. My favorite one is the one with notes. I'll just run that really quickly here. There we go. Now it shows all the jobs that you currently have open, along with any change orders that are going on. So these are your prime contracts. Here's your different change orders. Is it approved? Is it open? It's been denied. What your totals are all the way down at the bottom. You can always drill down onto these to see exactly what's going on. Okay, here's one that's approved. When was it approved? When was it submitted? So you have great change order and job tracking capabilities within this program. I also want to show you the daily field reports. This is actually a really great option within this program. So you have your daily field reports, which you can have your project managers fill out or your superintendents fill out. You can see right here you can track on this particular job. This is the Wood Elementary job, and this is John Davis is reporting it, and he's saying, hey, these are the people that were out there on the job or did some work on the job today. These are their pay groups, how many hours. Oh, here's someone who's absent. They had an on-the-job injury going on. See if there's any, you can track the subcontractors that came out. Hey, they came out, they delivered the trusses at this time, they left at this time. We had some equipment on the job. So you can track everything within these daily field reports. Now the great thing with the daily field reports is when you go over to your payroll records, you can quickly do payroll just by importing daily field reports. So for instance, I'm going to just really quickly show you how we can import in or let me start a new payroll record here. And I'm going to do John Davis, since we were just showing that he had done the payroll record. There's John Davis. And let's say the period was 6/20, and let's say it ends 6/21. Say it ends on 6/27. And then what you would do is you just go in here and you can import your data from your daily field reports, and there are all of the calculation, everything that he was on his daily field reports will pull right in. Okay. Another question you had in the payroll was you wanted to see how the job costs, how it'll track your burdens and taxes, which it does. And we're just going to look at another record here. Right there. As you can see right here, this is the time card calculations, how many hours he worked, what his pay was, and then you look at the actual calculations right here, and it's a total cost of $1126.68, and he was out on the Wood Elementary School job, so that's all that total amount is going to be job cost to this. If you had the separate jobs going on, it would be divided by the different jobs and how many hours they worked, and that your total burdens would be job costed. That's a great feature, something you don't see in a lot of programs. Another question you had with the payroll was your workers' comp reports. So you can run a workers' comp report. And you can run, there's multiple states. California runs your standard workers' comp report, so you can just go ahead and run it. Just in a few mouse clicks. Here it is. And you can drill down and see what's going on. Here's the periods. There's a couple different ways you can run the report. You can do totals only, or you can separate it by jobs. So let's look at that. It's totals only and separate it by each job so you know what you're paying. So we looked here and we go, oh, okay, so this is on just your basic office employees that aren't assigned to a job. These are our totals. Here's a job we called generic general, and the clerical and the flat work, what we totaled out. You know, as you can see, post office, this is the different totals on that. So there's a lot of different ways you can run the workers' comp report in just a few mouse clicks. You also run certified payroll, which is easy to do. We'll just do this. Let's run a certified payroll report. Let's do and it quickly runs a certified payroll right there. So you got all your payroll for this particular pay period that I typed in. You can also, again, you could do it by different, if you have no work and you have to run a certified payroll, no work, you can do that. And on that particular project during that payroll period. And on this, there's your statement of compliance. Okay, I also wanted to quickly show you the time and materials billing that's available. We would go into your accounts receivable, and we would just go to your time and materials. Once you've set up a job for time and materials, you can compute the invoices. Got to put in an invoice date, let's say 8/2/2012. Guess I got to put the date in correctly here. Okay, so when I'm computing some records, it'll give you a warning if you have anything that's going on. Since I had already computed these in the prior demo, it's just recomputing it, and it gave me a warning on that. There we go, the compute is complete. Just close that out, and we can print the invoices. A lot of different ways you can print it, but it printed all of my time and materials invoices that I wanted to compute. And there you go. It's going to put your overhead and profit and your markup and your total. One great thing also here, let me show you, when you're doing your time and materials setup, you put in your wage rate and your equipment rate. You can put in a hidden markup, and then you also put in your shown markup, your overhead, and your profit. So for instance, on this one we did a hidden markup of 5% on the material with the 15% shown, and then 15% on the overhead and 10% on profit. Okay? So another thing you had was about your vendors, and you can track all your vendors. And one of the great things about this system is there's a lot of, when you go to pay invoices, if you have people who have certificates that are expiring, it's going to warn you on that. Let's select pay. For instance, I'm going to show you this right here when you go to pay your invoices. Look at all those vendors that have expired certificates that we have to get. Okay, so it's going to give you that, and you go in and you could say pay. I'm going to pay them. I'm not going to pay them. I'm going to pay them. Pay them. I'm not going to pay them yet. And you just go back in through, and then you go to pay. You can drill down within here and save it. And then when you go to pay those vendors, if any of those vendors again, you can print your lien waivers from here. So a lot of really great things. You do your set to pay report, so you get everybody to sign off on who you were planning on paying. And then can you pay them via ACH or pay by check? All the vendor information is available right here at your fingertips. You can set up. Here's Leonard Service. Let's see. Gives you who the contact person is. You put all your information if they want to have ACH. Do we have any open POs with them? What are our closed POs? Let's find someone that. I'm going to find someone here. We got all your certificates right here. That's where you're going to put it all in. So all the information is right there at you. And then you have your invoice aging reports and your receivable reports. That's about it. We have a lot of other things I can show you. If what you see, if it's piqued your interest, give us a call, and I can answer some more of your questions further. Our number here is 1-800-659-5851. Again, it's 1-800-659-5851. I look forward to talking to you, and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.